Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progress in Action. You know, state budgets are about to start drying up, and it's about to be serious. We always talk about how the federal government can do a Green New Deal, and the federal government can do Medicare for all, and so forth. But you're about to see exactly why uh, the federal government, being the currency issuer, is uh, the primary safety valve, the place where we need to be looking for support and for help. As you look in New York is already beginning to experience a budget crunch. They don't have the money, and state governments like New York, the only way they get money is through taxes and through bonds. And without having taxes and without having bonds, they have no resources, they have no funds to actually function. This is why it's so important that you all understand. I mean, I'm listening to the Michael Brooks show earlier, and they're talking about MMT, and they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. And they don't understand that this has nothing to do with their desires for socialism, has no desire, no bearing whatsoever, and whether or not they like Marx. This has everything to do with state theory of money and understanding the state currency, the unit of account that is the United States dollar. Unfortunately, every state across America is going to experience this at some point, and it's going to happen sooner than later. I mean, they have probably some rainy day funds, but they don't have enough to completely deal with a shutdown the size that is coming our way right now. And when you start thinking about all the things in the United States at the state level that are funded by states and not by the federal government, police, firefighters, I mean, all the important stuff at the local level, all of those things, they're not going to have the funds for it. And you start looking at food stamps and you start looking at other local things, things that are within the community, and those funds are going to dry up. You're going to start hearing a bunch of clamoring for raising taxes on the wealthy. And that's only going to get you so far. That might sound good. It feels good. It's that feels good moment. But the reality is the federal government alone can solve this problem immediately. We've been saying this for years, but now we're going to suffer like you wouldn't believe because people wouldn't listen. And because people wouldn't listen, and because they're out there talking about a store of value and all this other nonsense. Money's not real, it's fake. Well, tell that to the people that can't actually pay for the services they're going to need. It isn't real. Well, watch how quickly states can't fund their operations. I'm watching, there's 1,000 people watching some of these shows, and they're talking pure economic buffoonery, economic illiteracy, and they're just spooning it up like it's a freaking chocolate pudding. But you go ahead and you start telling them the truth about the fact the federal government is the currency issuer, and they fucking click off and they go somewhere else. And that's a sad truth. That is what we're facing. Even in a pandemic, people are resistant to learning this stuff. And I haven't got a clue why. I really don't. I don't have a clue why. I mean, you don't get any extra points for being edgy. You don't get any extra points for being cool. This is seriously just how it is. Federal government has the power to make every state in the nation solvent right now. It has the power to take over every service that the states can't fund right now. It could provide block grants to every state right now. This meager little teeny $1,200 stimulus, they're not even giving many of the people that owe child support are not going to get that stimulus either. And I want you to think about this. How many people that owe child support are just horrible deadbeats versus broke motherfuckers that have been suffering from a neoliberal world just like everybody else? But they won't get that. I want you to understand how screwed we are because people refuse to learn modern monetary theory. And when I say refused, I'm talking about straight up refused. Straight up refused. It's almost like you almost want to sign off and say, go ahead, man. Take a ride on the Titanic. Enjoy the Titanic. You didn't want to hear about it when we could have done something about it. Don't get smart now that we can't do something about it. You wanted to be cool. You wanted to listen to infotainment. You didn't want to learn how economics worked. Now we're all going to suffer for it. Fucking ride that puppy out, man. Don't give up that idiocy. Enjoy it while you got it, man. You fought hard to be that uninformed. You fought your ass off to be that uninformed. You resisted. You were a true resistor. And now these states are going to go bankrupt. And it's just brutal to know it, to watch it. It's like sitting there in the passenger seat of a car, strapped into your chair, and watching some idiot drive the car that absolutely refuses to miss running right off the road. It's the most ridiculous thing to watch this. Guys, have you ever seen the government run out of money when it wants to go to war? Have you ever seen the government run out of money ever for anything other than when it comes to making sure that we have what we need? Have you ever seen the government run out of money? No. Have you ever seen them raise taxes in our lifetime to go to war? No, never, not once. But trillions of dollars were spent to go to Iraq. Trillions of dollars. Now here we are, right here, right now. New York City, the epicenter of the coronavirus in the United States, is about to have no funds. And you talk about panic and bedlam. Watch what happens. You want to see somebody actually make a difference? It's very important that these alternative media programs start getting MMT people on them. It's not good enough for these people that don't know MMT to sit there in a round table talking about MMT when they don't know what MMT is. It's even worse to know that people enjoy watching that shit when they don't know what they're talking about. It's infuriating to see people salivate over ignorance. And that's what we got. And it's no joke now. Now it's fucking murder. Now you're dealing with murder because people are going to die from that recalcitrant idiocy. And this is what we get. This is exactly what we get. You got a coronavirus pandemic and you don't have funds to treat it. You don't have resources to deal with it. And you got people out there enjoying infotainment from economically illiterate alternative media. Eat that baby up. Don't give up on it. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. We can go down all the way. We can crash this country right into the ground if you keep going there. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Have a good night, everybody.